here at the end of the season. He was given an opportunity, mas maraming minuto, mas maraming oportunidad, and finally he is showing up. We've seen glimpses in the past seasons, and now he is here in the MPBL showing out his full talent.
Couple of games back, he also scored his career high 36 points in that 43-point game of Alvin Alday. Hindi naman nagpatalo itong si Jameson Hero. Now, these two teams will be playing their second to the last games of their respective campaigns. So, kamustahin natin sila through our courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo.
Hello, Migs, Juanito, at magandang hapon sa lahat ng ating mga kaliga. 6 months in the 2024 Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, marami na talaga tayong natutunan ngayong taon. For some teams that are on the upper part of the standings, these learnings must manifest now as they approach the playoffs. Tulad na lang ng Parañaque na marami na raw ang nagbabago sa kanilang mga practices. Mamaya, ikukwento ko yan sa inyo. While for teams like Imus, importante raw para sa kanila kung paano sila mag-exit sa season na ito. Ika nga ni Coach Eric C, susubukan pa rin nilang magpakita ng magandang laban ngayong hapon. Gentlemen?
There you have it. You can expect two different stories from Sydney Crespo later on in terms of the adjustments for Imus and Parañaque respectively. But now we'll be breaking down our team standings, beginning with the North Division.
Well, here at the North, still Pampanga and San Juan reigning at that number 1 and 2 position. But it's actually that 8th position that is very exciting. Rizal, Quezon City, and Valenzuela all vying for that 8th spot, and Rizal will be playing a very important game later, so that is going to be a very exciting end of the eliminations.
How about in the South?
Well, here in the South, we're watching Parañaque right now. This is going to be an important game for them to be able to protect number 5. They have no more chance to get to that number 4 position being down 3 games against Binyan, but they can still protect that number 5 position against South Cotabato and Davao. So, importante rin ang laro na to para sa Parañaque. But on the Imus side, they just want to finish the game strong, as Sidney said.
Well, it is an 8-game losing streak as well for Imus Agimat. Their lone win was that game versus Bulacan, kung saan nag-best player din si Jameson Hero. But now let's talk about the previous game of the Parañaque Patriots, a team that has been red hot, especially offensively in their past couple of outings. Juanito, they scored 111 against Bacolod.
Oh, what a ball game para dito sa Parañaque in that last game. They were able to really outrun Bacolod in that last game. 1/3 of their total points all coming off the fast break. 44 of the 111 that they scored. But it's really a very big game para dito sa Parañaque. But you look at the numbers right here, 47%, very efficient. The rebounding as well, they controlled that. The scoring inside and the second chance points, that was very, very important for Parañaque. They were able to route power on the inside, and eventually they were able to run away with that victory against Bacolod to still get that number 5 position.
It's good that you mentioned the rebounding. They're actually number 3 in the league in rebounding at 53 per game. They had 3 more compared to the average in their previous outing. But now we talk about the previous game of Imus.
Well, Imus on the other end was really outpowered by Pangasinan in that last game. Outran, outmuscled, and just everything going the side of Pangasinan. Imus was able to score 83 points. So offensively, they did play well. But it was on the defensive end where they really struggled. Itong Imus Agimat, and just allowing 112 points in a ball game is just too much. If you want to be able to get a victory, you look at the numbers right here. 48%, very efficient for Pangasinan. Rebounding going the side of the Heatwaves. Points inside and fast break points all going the side of the Heatwaves.
To your point about their defense, they do allow 101 points per game. So that's plus 11 for the Pangasinan Heatwaves, comparing it to the usual average given up by Imus Agimat. Let's see if their defense can hold up against Parañaque in today's outing. As now we turn you over to Richard Campos.
Sports Complex. Here are the starters. Let's begin with Parañaque Patriots. And forward number 42, Leon Martel. Guard number 18, Pippen Manalang. And forward number 10, Josh Galliano. And guard number 9, Chelo Rason. Playing in center number 7, Kristen Big Boy Hernandez. The head coach just celebrated his birthday yesterday, Mike Sagigit. Now starters for Imus Agimat BA Drones. Guard number 16, Kobe Camacho. Also guard number 9. 31, Nam de la Cruz. The head coach is Eric C. Assisted by Joseph Ochana, Michael Zambrano, and AJ C.
The Average Starters brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. It's Philip Manalang with Jello Razon, Kristan Big Boy Hernandez, Leon Martel, and Josh Galliano for Parañaque. And then we have Jonix Rosales, Kubi Camacho, Ken Estabilio, Richard Albo, and Nem de la Cruz for Imus Agimat. We thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez at your service, along with Benito Gregorio and Sidney Crespo. But before we begin with our play-by-play, let's greet Coach Mike Sagigit, a belated happy birthday, as announced by Richard Campos. He celebrated his birthday yesterday, so today would be a perfect gift for him.
Oh, definitely. So you want to be able to get a victory as a gift para dito kay Coach Mike.
And I'm sure it's not just getting the win, it's building the good habits that you would want to have come the playoffs, as Josh Galliano drains a three-point.
You know, this is a team that really surprised a lot of, actually the whole league. Itong Parañaque, a lot of non-notable names, but eventually this season really made a name for themselves.
Well, that's what happens when you would initially get Marquis in your program, as Josh Galliano converts on the fast break. Marquis is now with Abra, but there are lessons that he was able to impart to these players. Meron pang araw constant communication yan up until this day, so bits of advice is given by the veteran to these Patriots, and as you can see, it has paid off. They're making a playoff appearance currently at number 5 in the South.
Winning culture ito mga Parañaque this season.
Although, Juanito, remember, the last game of Parañaque will be against Marquis and the Abra Weavers. That's going to happen at home.
That's going to be very, very exciting. So I'm going to be very excited for that ball game.
This is a steal for Jello Razon and a breakaway layup. What a start for Parañaque. And they're really pressuring up. Jonix Rosales feeds, Estabilio will shoot and score.
Finally, he was able to break that press of Parañaque here early on. 3 early turnovers for the Imus Agimat.
Now there's a foul on the other end. In terms of turnovers per game, Imus is number 1 in the league, ahead of the Bataan Risers, averaging 16.5 per outing. This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Back with Imus off of that rebound by Kenneth Estabilio. He is number 7 in the league in that category, averaging close to 9 per game. Another steal and a breakaway slam for Leon Martel.
Early highlight para dito kay Leon Martel. Reading that passing lane of the double and gets that slam early in the first quarter.
It's now 9-2. And has it been all fast break points?
So there's one three-pointer after that jump ball. So it was the first three-pointer,
right.
but 6 fast break points.
Yeah, the 3 by Galliano to begin things. We present to you our play of the game, brought to you by Suzuki. A steal and a slam for Leon Martel. Kita mo, bumuelo talaga siya.
So this is a guy that, you know, I watched playing big, but eventually this season, he really got more athletic, is in better shape, and is moving better itong si Galliano.
That's Leon Martel.
Sorry, so si Leon Martel.
Screen given up by Richard Albo. A guy who's determined to score a lot in this game. He misfires. Rebound, Big Boy Hernandez. And here's Philip Manalang, fresh off of dishing out 10 assists versus Bacolod. Manalang is fouled, 2 free throws.
Strong start for Parañaque here in this ball game. They have this goal of really keeping that number 5 position. You cannot take any team lightly here in the MPBL. Kahit sino kayang makabulag. So the same mindset, same mentality. Good strong start for Parañaque.
Manalang staying consistent with his high level of play. I mentioned the 10 dimes. Although it's been quite a while na umabot siya ng double figures in terms of his assists. The last time that he did it, it was actually 3 straight times, but those were his first 3 games this season. Tinanong ko siya, may nangyari ba at the middle part? You're still in the top 10 in assists, but you got your groove back. And he said, hindi naman, wala namang issue. It's really a matter of my teammates converting their shots from outside, as Big Boy Hernandez just scored inside. The one thing that he pointed out, though, itong si Philip Manalong to me, was the fact that they're starting to ramp up their minutes once more. Kasi syempre, may onting load management na nagaganap at the middle part of the season. But now they're trying to peak once again for the playoffs as Camacho makes a 3 for Imus.
And I think it's going to be a very good time for them to really get their main rotation going, especially adding minutes para dito kay Philip Manalang. So, I think Coach Mike is getting into that final playoff groove for them to be comfortable, especially come the bigger opponents. So, gotta give props para to kay Philip Manalang for getting his confidence in the past few games.
Camacho misfires. And here's Jello Razon. Always beaming with confidence he is. And he scores.
Open court, half-court setup. This guy is a gifted scorer. Jello Razon really making a name for himself this season.
He averages 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's why he earned an all-star starting spot for the South Division this past September 7 in Zamboanga. This is then De La Cruz. Got a nice previous game. De La Cruz, short. Rebound, Jello. Razon lobs it up. That could be his third dime. And there you go, 2 points for Big Boy.
I love how Hernandez automatically runs his lane, given that opportunity. After that rebound, trail lane right away para dito kay Hernandez. You also have to credit the guard for finding him 4 black shirts, but Hernandez will still get that bucket.
I'd like to think that having Paulo Hubalde as his teammate earlier this season definitely helped with his mentality as you get to see that layup by Jello Razon. Kasi kung meron kang magaling na passer, talagang pupwesto ka na lang eh.
That's right. And now, moving forward to his new team, meron pa rin siyang mga galing na passers. You have Jello Razon, you have Philip Manalang, you have Pido on the bench. So
Right.
all you have to do is run your lane and opportunities will really be given to you.
It's now 15-5. 5.5 minutes in the opening frame. A missed 3 for Imus. And we're back with Parañaque. Philip Manalang brings it down.
You have to check Jello Razon. He might be on a triple-double watch this ball game.
So far, Razon has 3 dimes, 2 boards, and 4 points. And we're only halfway done in the opening frame. Richard Albo, the pull-up, and the miss. And as you can see, Juanito, he's looking for his shots.
Now, this guy's a gifted scorer. Might be up there in age, but we've seen this guy all over. Alam natin na kayang-kaya talaga sumore to si Richard Albo.
Richard Albo's season high in his campaign is 30 upon his return in the MPBL. Kanina, usap mo ni Sidney Crespo, tapos biglang may umakbay sa amin dalawa. Si Ginoong Albo. Sabi niya, maganda kayo, score ako ng 30 sa araw na ito. We have a timeout. I present to you the Tita squad of the Parañaque Patriots. I do have their names. Tita Madeline, Tita Vilma, and Tita Aida. Shout out to them because perfect attendance sila for 2 straight years in the MPBL watching these Parañaque Patriots.
Mahirap talunin itong Tita Squad, itong Parañaque. They're not just here. You will know that they're here. You will feel their presence. They make noise. They cheer for their squad. And you just gotta love their presence every time there's a game for Parañaque.
We do have an extension of names for them. Tita Cherry, Mami Nitz, Ate Parida, Ate Lisbeth, and Ate Lynn. Sadyang naging busy lang din daw sila at syempre, hindi naman maiwasan din siya nagkakasakit. Kaya nakakapag-miss ng mga games here and there. But big shout out to them and Sir Olan Santos for allowing these constant supporters of Parañaque to be present. As now we take a look at our field goal shooting.
8 out of 11. Very, very efficient. But that's because there's a lot of fast break already para dito sa Parañaque.
On the other end, it's been a struggle for Imus as Albo leans in and misses. There's one guy on the leak out. It's Loyola. But instead, it's Razon who will give it eventually to Loyola for 2 points.
4 straight points para dito kay Loyola. Both coming from that right side. One off an alley-oop, one off a fast break.
So Razon now has 4, 4, and 4 as his stats for points, rebounds, and assists. Could this be assist number 5? Nope. It's Manalang who will get the dime.
I think it's going to be a very good friendly competition between Jello Razon and Philip Manalang. Who will be getting more assists in this ball game? Parehas yan. Gusto mabigyan ng kanyang mga teammates.
Manalang does average 5.5 dimes per game. He has 3 already. As the 8th best dimer in the MPBL. We're back with him. Manalang, stop and pop. Short. Rebound, Albo. Gives it up to Nicodemos. Down to Kobe Camacho. Back to Richard. Albo will shoot. That's good. His first bucket.
5 points already para dito kay Richard Albo. Sorry, his first 3 points for Richard Albo. He did say that he wants to get 30 in this ball game. But that is the nature of his game. Really a good 3-point shooter.
That was his first bucket in 4 tries, as Hernandez wasn't fouled, but he scores.
If he gets that space inside, it's just so hard to defend itong si Christian Hernandez. A guy who's long, a guy who's also strong. So when he gets position, most of the time it's instant 2 for Hernandez.
I'm looking at the stats of Parañaque. They've reached 100 points 4 times this season. Their largest win was against Sarangani by 33 points. The second was against Bacolod, their previous outing, by 29. Let's see if today would be a record-breaking day for them, as this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Richard Albo with his first 3-pointer. There was a round of applause from the bench of Parañaque. I wonder what that was about. We do have Pido and Castro on the court now alongside John Umali. They join Big Boy Hernandez and ito si Loyola. Pido drives and the feed to Paulo for 3.
Good drive and kick coming from Pido. A very short ball rotation, getting that defense all the way to the side on the left. Paulo Castro is bound to get open on that right.
Castro is the second player off the bench to score for Parañaque. So we have a total of 6 players who have scored already for them. I say that because 14 players played and scored last game for them against Bacolod. Umali to Castro for 3. Short. Rebound them. De La Cruz will bring it down against one of the toughest perimeter defenders in the league, in Keith Pido. No charge there. Pass inside. Estabilio will miss. One guy ahead. Bounce pass onto Pido. Nice feed by Loyola.
It's a tough bounce pass, long and low. But Keith Pido was able to get that ball. 20-point early lead para dito sa Parañaque.
And they're only just beginning in this matchup. Jameson Hero is now in. And usually when he's in, offense gets activated for Imus.
And that's really the role of Jameson Hero, to get things going offensively. Strong attack through 2, no problem.
Christian Hernandez walked on the other end.
It's a good call by the referee right in front of him. Just a little too deep on that pass para kay Christian Hernandez.
This is James Abugan checking in for the first time. One of the veterans of Parañaque. But he's been with Coach Mike Sagigit for the longest time. Under 40 seconds. Gimpayan gives it up to Nem. De La Cruz, a couple of dribbles, step back, and a miss. Rebound by Abugan. And here's Keith Pido setting things up. They go to John Umali. The Luka Doncic of Parañaque misfires. Rebound to Gimpayan. And a foul given up by Loyola.
Is that really his nickname?
Sino?
Si Umali?
Well, his idol is
okay.
Luka Doncic. And his
that's why he's wearing
number.
77.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I call him that.
Alright.
Medyo malabo na pangalan niya ay Luka Doncic as of this age. Kasi bata-bata pa lang din si Luka Doncic. As now it is Keith Pido on the breakaway. Ooh! Sorry, miss. Pido wanted some retribution, unable to get the steal, and that's going to do it for our first 10 minutes.
You see the frustration of Keith Pido on that layup. That's something he doesn't miss usually, but still a good start para din sa Parañaque Patriots. That full court pressure to start the ball game really gave them an edge. They were able to get 6 fast break points off their first 9, 16 in total here in the first quarter. More than half of their points coming from the fast break alongside the slam coming from Leon Martel. Good start, 18-point lead on their way to controlling and protecting this number 5 possession.
So now they're on pace to score 112 points, which would be 1 point above their season high of 111, which they scored in the previous outing versus Bacolod City. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Glad to have her inside the San Andres Sports Complex in Malate, Manila for our neutral MPBL Thursday. Later on, it's Nueva Ecija versus Rizal. And for our main game, it's Sarangani versus Batangas City. There you see Chris Piton and his family getting ready for their matchup versus Rizal, a game that has playoff implications, especially for the Golden Coolers, who are in the hunt for the 8th spot. Well, they're currently number 8, but they're trying to protect it against Val City and Quezon City. So that's the closest race so far that we have, right?
Yes, that's right.
In terms of any race in the playoffs. Back for Imus and Parañaque.
See here the number 65%, comparing only to the 25% of Imus. Really got to credit that 16-point fast break para dito sa Parañaque to start the first quarter.
It was a miss by Richard Albo beginning the second frame, and Jameson Hero will inbound from the baseline. This is Carlo Velasco. Albo, hand off to Kobe. Camacho drives and feeds. Velasco at the corner. 2 on the shot clock. Albo will score.
Looks like their main guy in terms of scoring really will be Richard Albo. They're trying to set him up on their half-court sets. And he's been making a few, but still have to get a lot of help for them to get this comeback.
Albo has 5 now. He does average 13.5 per game for Imus this season. This is a 3-pointer missed by Alec Elorde. So he's the 3rd Elorde cousin in our league after Garen and, of course, Nico Elorde. This is Kobe Camacho. They swing it over to Jameson Hero. Hero step back. Nope. Offensive rebound. And the putback for Miko Gimpayan.
Good energy coming from Gimpayan for that offensive rebound. But automatically, Parañaque is trying to outrun itong Imus right away. But Keith Pido will be caught with that lift.
Medyo nanggigil si Keith Pido. We just saw his longtime head coach from Perpetual to Parañaque. The birthday boy yesterday, Coach Mike Sagigit. He's standing calmly at the sideline. I'm pretty sure that the goal is to lessen the stress for him today. This is Richard Albo behind the back. 4 seconds to work with Albo. Who will shoot? It's Kobe Camacho. No bailout. Rebound to Richard.
Rare second chance opportunity para dito sa Imus.
Albo turning around and missing. Forward pass to Paulo. Castro on the move. Castro will miss. Rebound Abugan. And that's a good way to use your heft.
Might be undersized in terms of height, itong si Abugan, but he does have that heft, he has that size, and he has that physicality to really go for those boards. Good putback para kay Abugan.
I could just imagine that back in his day, siya yung inaabangan ng mga tao sa gym.
Oo.
Alam mong mabigat talaga ang kanyang binubuhat.
You know, easier strength guy. One guy who really will play physical. At pagdating sa gym, siya rin yung pinakamabigat.
Yes.
Ang mga binubuhat. You see that bump. It's not even a full bump. But you just really feel his full impact on that bump. It's a good move para kay Bugan.
Isn't that one of the transitions as well from being that physical big onto being a veteran in Philippine basketball? Imbis na bumubunggo ka, sumasandal ka na.
Yes. You know, you don't have to force anything. It just comes natural. So hindi mo na kailangan masyadong isipin bumunggo. All you want is just a little space for you to be able to get those shots.
This is Jameson Hiro able to score for Imus. That's his second bucket. Again, Hiro almost had a triple-double in the previous outing with 26 points following his 36-point outburst versus Rizal as Paulo Castro scored for Parañaque. We'll break down more of Hiro's stats later on because I'm pretty sure that he will continue scoring for Imus. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Richard Albo hands it off to Carlo Velasco. Now it's Miko Gimpayan who shoots and scores.
It's actually a good weave action para dito sa Imus. Better ball movement. Someone was open on the middle and actually they've cut the lead all the way to 14 here.
The largest lead was 20. Paulo Castro adding to the tally of Parañaque.
Imus actually is not playing bad offensively. Their ball is actually going around here in the second quarter. More options on their offense, but it's defensively where they are struggling. They're just allowing too many easy shots para dito sa Parañaque.
Well, saying good things about their offense is a big feat for Imus because they're dead last in the league in assists, in field goal shooting, and three-point shooting. Let's see if they can continue to raise their numbers moving forward. As Velasco gets a steal, he is known for his defense. Albo, forward pass, that's too high for Miko Gimpayan. Kung si Jaymar Gimpayan yun, matasalo pa.
It's the wrong Gimpayan that he
Yes.
targeted. You see the frustration of coach right here. Could have been an easy 3 versus 1 fast break, but that pass is too high. And how good is Parañaque playing? This is going to be the first time we'll be seeing John Aduba, am I right?
Yes.
And they already are up by 16 points.
Duba has excelled a lot this season as Elorde makes a 3-pointer for Parañaque. John Aduba is number 3 in the league in rebounding, averaging 9.8 with close to 4 coming from the offensive end. He's in the top 10 in both categories. And I'll talk more about John Aduba later on if he gives us some highlights as we continue with the running game of Parañaque. Olegario on the layup.
What a good run. What a good pass. Actually, more black shirts were able to recover down low, but Olegario was just too quick and jumped too high. Hard to challenge someone that athletic.
J.R. Olegario is now matched up against Jameson Hiro. That's what I have been wanting to see all game long. Can we get a showdown? It's Gimpayan who turns around and scores.
What a tough shot.
Ang ganda ng shooting niya, no, kumpara sa kuya niya.
Actually, ang ganda ng wrist action niya. It's a really good shooting form. He just needs that space for him to get those shots. He doesn't usually get those opportunities. Pero pag nagkakaroon, he does have that shot. Watch that again. One-on-one against Elorde. Off the spin, off the fade. I've seen those shots from the Titos. Probably he learned it from the veterans from his place.
Well, it also helped out that ginawa niyang tagapulot si Jaymar Gimpayan back in his days playing with his brother.
Kaya palang galing rumebound
Yes.
ni Jaymar Gimpayan.
Ganun ang dynamic nila. Si Miko ang titira, si Jaymar ang re-rebound. Although Jaymar Gimpayan has achieved all-star status already in the MPBL as one of the league's best rebounders in our beloved history. 41-20, Miko. ISO, given space. Hinayaan na lang siya. It was a miss for him, and here's the counter. Philip Manalang. They go to Olegario. No good. Abugan with a rebound. Alec Elorde for 3. No good. And that's a foul on Aduba.
Offensive rebounding going the side of Parañaque here in this game. Second chance points already 6.
41-20. Under 4 minutes in the second quarter. Hand off to Velasco. 9 on the shot clock. Carlo. Bounce pass. Gimpayan. Reverse. No good.
Too deep on that pass. Could have been a good pick and roll.
And it's John Aduba. The Iron Man of Parañaque will score.
That's 22 fast break points already para dito sa Parañaque. More than half of their points. 22 off the 43 coming off that fast break.
We're hearing some chants of defense from the Tita squad. I can't help but adore them as this is John Aduba on the breakaway. It's not a slam, it's still 2 points.
I saw you excited for him to get a slam. It's still 2 points. It's still a fast break. But I know you wanted that slam, Mix.
Kailangan kasi ready tayo with power from our voices. But it was not needed as this fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. John Aduba has been injured for 1/3 of his life. That's why this year has been special to him because he has stayed healthy for Parañaque. It pays off with 2 more points for him. 25-point advantage. John Aduba had 19 points, 10 in the third quarter against Bacolod City. I called him Iron Man, and I explained to everybody that he's been injured for the longest time. And those are not minor injuries. You know, for John Aduba, I'm just glad that he's looking good here in the MPBL. But now, we have a report coming in from Sydney Crespo about Coach Mike Sagigit.
Yes, Migs, now down to their last 2 games. Very grateful raw si Coach Mike Sagigit sa kanilang magandang regular season at sa higit na mas magandang grupo at samahan na nabuo nila. Nasabi ito ni Coach Mike dahil mababait at masiyahin raw ang kanyang Parañaque Patriots na laging rason kung bakit good vibes ang team. Simula daw kasi nung pagdating ni Marquis at the start of the season, hindi na binatawan ng Patriots ang nabuo nilang magandang culture. Ngayon, inaamin ni Coach Mike na nasa isip na niya ang binyan at may mga ginagawa na silang preparations kung makaharap nila ito sa playoffs. Kung dati raw ay laging tama lang ang energy at ang pinapakita ng kanyang players sa practices, ngayon halatang lahat ay mas seryoso at may diin na. Whether it's for their last 2 regular games or the playoffs, same mantra applies for Parañaque. Every game is a must-win. Megs Warito?
Ito na ang adjustment na inaabangan natin for a playoff team because you know, as much as they're going to take on Abra and there's much excitement for it, they are preparing for Binyan, as Sydney mentioned, especially because it's not just going to be 1 game. Series na pinaghahandaan nila.
And you know, I love how Parañaque is really treating this as their next level. We were watching this team last year where they were really young. They were trying to get this experience, but there's continuity in that program. It's the same players, it's the same coaching staff. So moving forward, they added Marquis to start the season. They add JP Sarao. Makikita mo na talagang nagkakaroon na ng winning culture para dito sa Parañaque, and that's what you love to see from a young squad and a respectable coach in Coach Mike.
It's good that you mentioned the name of JP Sarao because he's one of those guys carrying on the leadership duties alongside Philip Manalang. After all, they were champions already back in Season 4 with Nueva Ecija. As Oligario wasn't able to score, and we're back with Imus. That's a risky pass, and it won't work for Jameson Hero and Nem de la Cruz.
And you don't want those half-court turnovers on your side. These are opportunities where you can execute, but now the ball will go back para sa Parañaque.
That's the 8th turnover of Imus, so they're well on pace to reach their turnover output per game, which is 16. And we're right about halftime, as that is a turnover by Sarao on the other end.
It's better defense on the inside, closing down on the drive of JP Sarao. He likes that move, that pump, and then to a hop. And usually he gets space, but not that time para kay JP Sarao.
Turnover story +3 for Parañaque. Velasco to Gimpayan against John Aduba. That's interesting. A big man trying to move his feet, which is good for John Aduba because he has been targeting to adjust to the small forward position. As John Gonzaga makes a 3-pointer for Imus. On the other end, Loyola No foul. Sarao just waited there. He passes on to Jello. Daylight. In and out. Rebound Estabilio.
A little slower on the side of Parañaque the past few minutes. You were used to Parañaque really running this game, but past 2 minutes, half-court setups para dito sa Patriots.
Wow! And with that shot by Gonzaga, the scoring in this quarter is equalized for Imus and Parañaque. Actually, lumamang na ang Imus.
Again, better energy, better defense, better execution para dito sa Imus Agimat here in the end of the second quarter. They've been getting buckets. And you just want to see the continuity, want to see the consistency. See that move from Gonzaga. That's a tough move. Looking like Jamal Murray on that right corner.
What a comparison. 6 seconds. Olegario. Nice move. Sorry, miss. And that's going to do it for our second frame.
All of a sudden, Imus getting the lead just from this quarter. Oh, sorry, it's actually tied at 19, 47 to 29.
Yeah. It's a mishap in our statistics. But our point stays the same. Much better second quarter for Imus. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Tapos na ending, GameX. We are at halftime for Parañaque versus Imus. The score reads 47-29 in favor of the Patriots. They dominated the first quarter 28-10, which is basically the difference of this matchup. But let's shine some light onto these Imus players. What did they do in the second frame that allowed them to at least equalize the scoring in the second?
Well, really, it's execution and confidence para dito sa Imus. You look at the numbers, everything is going the side of Parañaque. But it's actually in the second quarter where Imus really was able to battle it out with Parañaque. They were able to tie it at 19 with a better execution, a slower ball game, which they were able to actually get shots off their half court. Gimpayan was able to get some baskets as well off that mid-range. So if Imus can actually play that same way, they actually have this chance of making it slowly. But at the end of the day, Parañaque really outpowering itong Imus to start the first half.
Let's count the scorers of these Patriots. We've seen a total of 12 players already. Dagdag pa isa, 13 who have scored for them. Is that well balanced? So dalawa na lang, inaabangan natin. Philip Manalang hasn't scored and John Umali, as this is Big Boy Hernandez fouled inside. There you see our leading scorers. Big Boy has 8, Paulo Castro with 7, Galliano and Abugan combined for 9 for these Patriots. And then for Imus,
Gimpayan actually the one scoring the second with 8. Hero getting 6, Albo and Gonzaga with 5 apiece. So most of those shots actually came in that second quarter.
Imus only scored 10 in the opening frame. Big Boy Hernandez at the line. He has the most unique nickname in the MPBL by Richard Tampos.
I think he's loving it.
Yeah.
He's really talagang inano niya, minandre niya, I'm Big Boy. Yes, I am Big Boy Hernandez.
Dahil nga doon, nag-suggest siya nung halftime natin ng nickname para sa isa sa kanyang mga kakampi. Hindi ko na alam kung sino pero lumapit siya kay Richard. Sabi niya, bigyan mo naman ng nickname na Gorilla, yung teammate mo.
I like this character nitong si Hernandez. I thought he was quiet. I actually just asked him kanina, Christian, saan ka nag-college? Sagot niya sa akin, secret. It's automatic when you ask someone of their college, sa kanya secret.
Parañaque just has their humor brought in to the San Andres Sports Complex as JP Sarao scores inside. Kanina tinanong ko rin si John Oduba. Di ba meron kang pilay sa ilong? Kailan ba nangyari yun? Si Jello Razon yung sumagot. Sabi niya, kahapon lang, tumulo yung sipon niya. That's it. This play of the game is brought to you by Suzuki. Pass inside onto JP Sarao, who's had limited minutes so far. He's playing his 4th minute in this game.
Not really needed yet. They are up by 22 big points here in the third quarter.
This is Jameson Hero at the line. First free throw is no good. More of his statistics. So, nag-times 3 ang kanyang minutes, points, and rebounds per game ever since transferring from Valenzuela. Nag-times 2 naman ang kanyang assists. Ganun po kaganda ang kanyang progression this season. Although he went 0 out of 2 from the line. Bounce pass by Manalang. Back with Jello Razon. Philip back inside to JP.
Too easy para dito kay JP Sarao. Once again, that inside bucket. Too easy para dito sa Parañaque. You just want to see the assist story. Manalang actually already has 11 here in this game.
As Richard Albo makes a 3-pointer, so it's the second straight game that Manalang reaches double figures in terms of dimes. Again, the last time that it happened, first 3 games niya in our 6th campaign. De La Cruz. That bounces out. Gimpayan with the board. Nico has 6 rebounds, by the way. Manalang feeds. Sarao will finish.
I have to credit the system of Parañaque. Their bigs can run with their guards. And that's why Sarao, Hernandez, Oduba, these guys can score in a matter of ways.
De La Cruz makes a 3-pointer. His first points in this game. Hernandez, nice seal. Basket and 1.
Good recognition by Philip Manalang right away. You see that Hernandez had that size advantage on the inside. Defense has to be better for Imus here. That's too easy. You see here, Nem trying to front. Hernandez with a slight push. Late recovery by Nem and 1 para dito kay Big Boy.
That's 40 points in the paint already for Parañaque. So that's 66% of their total coming from the interior. At kita mo rin naman ang size advantage sa lineup pa lang. With Sarao defending Gimpayan and Galliano defending De La Cruz, as it's Jameson Hero scoring for Imus. Hernandez able to muscle through once more.
15 big points already for Christian Hernandez.
Let's see if he can give us his best scoring output this season. As we take a look at the 50-year-old. Well, he doesn't look 50. And Coach Mike Sigigin. And this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Dem De La Cruz converting. In their previous outing, he had such a nice scoring performance. Actually, in their last 2 games, he has averaged 22 points with 6 rebounds and 5 assists. We go back to Sydney.
Yes, Migs. Despite the same output in the second quarter as Parañaque and the better showing before halftime, marami pa ring paalala si Coach Eric C sa kanilang huddle. He started it by reminding his players to play for the team at wag mag-focus sa individual output. He then proceeded to giving credit sa mga magandang pinakita nila Miko Gimpayan at Gonzaga na tumulong daw i-cut down ang lamang at may hustle pa sa depensa. Now, he wants to see more stops and hustle back on defense. Lastly, Coach Eric C urged his players na enjoyin ang kanilang basketball careers. Meaning, walang pagsisisi sa loob ng court at maganda raw ang maging exit nila this season. Back to you guys.
Magandang reminder yan. Because it's in the context of basketball career.
Yes.
To some of these players, it's about survival in the MPBL. It's about being noticed by other teams and making sure that you still have a job next year.
Individually, these guys are actually able to compete here in the MPBL, but collectively, they are struggling this season. You know, Gimpayan can score. Nem has played for quite some respectable teams. You know, Hero is also a skilled guard, so we really want to see that they will show out here in this game. We saw that glimpse in the second quarter, but here it's a real struggle para dito sa Imus in the third quarter.
As Jameson Hero scoring once more for Imus. He's up to double figures. Hernandez, you know, he's just owning the paint. That's 17 now for Big Boy. Richard Albo answering back to the 3. Back to Big Boy Hernandez. He has more than tripled his season average of 5 points per game as Galliano scores in the interior. He is known for his offensive rebounding. Josh Galliano is number 9 in the league, averaging 3 offensive rebounds per game. As Nem De La Cruz scores on the other end.
Finally, Nem is getting some baskets here. Struggled in the first half, couldn't get a bucket, but now 5 points in the third para dito kay Nem.
Let's see if he can go up to 20 once more, as much as he has done it in the past 2 outings of Imus. This is the replay of Nem De La Cruz. In and out, the cross, up and under. Buti na lang, unang traveling
Yes.
na itawag doon.
Actually, that's good. As long as you don't dribble that basketball, you can get that if it's a shot attempt. So that's really a good shot para dito kay Nem.
Kahit na airball?
Yes. As long as you don't put that ball, now it's as long as it's a shot attempt, even if it doesn't hit the ring, you can get that ball. You can put it down, but you cannot dribble. Now that will be the double.
Okay. Then we have to fix the mindset of even regular people playing pickup games.
Yes. Actually, it's something I explain when I play pickup. And sa kanila, hindi, traveling yan. But it's a new rule by FIBA just the past few years. As long as it's a shot attempt, as we see the points in the paint right here, plus 42 for Parañaque. But as long as it's a shot attempt, even if it's an air ball, you can get that ball and put it down. You cannot dribble that ball.
You know, that makes it dangerous even more for the offensive player as Loyola scores for Parañaque, because you can essentially pass yourself the ball.
No, it has to be a shot attempt. So it's on the discretion of the referee.
So kailangan magaling ka rin na maipamukhang tira yun.
Nasa style mo na yun kung paano mo ipagmumukhang shot attempt if you really want to force it.
Okay. As Castro scores on the break. Kasi nauso na yung mapasa mo through the board. So ngayon, with that rule, kung magaling ka mag-acting, pwedeng hindi nakasama yung board.
That's right.
Alright, thanks for clearing that one out, Juanito. It is 75-47. Jameson Hero. There's the feed onto Gimpayan. Binali pa. No basket. Oh! Yeah, that will be settled.
Epic actions by our officials there. You don't want anything extra in a game like this.
Konting lambing lang between Lian Martel and Miko Gimpayan.
I'm feeling the emotions of Imus the past few plays. See here. Oh, there's a hug.
Yeah, kaya napaswing si Lian. Kasi niyakap siya eh. At ayun, patuloy yung pagyakap. The good thing is it did not escalate anymore. Good job by our referees and bouncers. So we'll just let the referees decide kung may magiging escalation man dito. We have 6 minutes gone by in the second half. The score is 75-47. The leading scorer is Big Boy Hernandez, and this gives me time to look at his season performance. Kung ano nga ba ang kanyang season high.
Foul on number 2, Miko Gimpayan, penalty. A sportsmanlike foul on number 42, Lian Martel.
Oh yeah, it was an elbow
for
by
excessive
Lian
hard
Martel.
contact.
An unspo, so 2 free throws will be given to Miko Gimpayan plus ball possession. But before that, it's free throws for Lian himself. Lian Martel in this game, let's see his stats, 7 points, 6 rebounds. So he's one of those guys benefiting from having the taller lineup, the bigger lineup against Imus. One for 2 for Lian Martel, much to the delight of his bench. Parañaque is just having a good time here in Manila.
Good game para dito kay Lian Martel. He's only averaging 1.8 points a game and 3.3 rebounds. But we do know the capabilities nitong si Martel. But the deeper lineup of Parañaque really lessening the minutes para dito kay Lian.
Here's the sideline inbound for Imus Agimat. Jameson Hero back at it. The leaner and the miss. Rebound by Martel. He's 3 boards away from a double-double. And 2 points as well. Castro, miss on his turnaround. Loyola, a spinneroo of a pass. And it's back to Pau, who misfires. Richard Albo, bounce pass to Kobe Camacho. He attacks and scores.
It's a good run by Kobe Camacho to get that basket. Not all of the time they have the numbers on that fast break, but Kobe Camacho quick to realize that they do have that 5 versus 4 advantage on that last play.
On the other end, it's another miss for Castro. Rebound number 35 for Parañaque. So they're well on pace to at least meet their season average, close to 50. Martel will shoot. And I wonder what that reaction was about from Paulo Castro. I think he wanted
That inside shot.
So, kumbaga, one less pass.
Yes. That was almost a fast break violation. So, buti nilang umabot.
A 24-second
Yes.
violation. This is Loyola on the catch. And the finish, he's
that's
called for a charge.
That's going to be the advantage if you are undersized. If you are there needs to be an extension of the arm. Good defense by Gimpayan.
Yeah, you would know, mabilis kayong makatakas sa inyong physicality,
Yes.
no? And in terms of receiving contact, kahit hindi masyadong mabigat, pabor sa inyo, mga referee.
Because there will be a difference on the game. Usually, you would feel the challenge up top. Usually on the shot attempt, But when you're being challenged by smaller guys, it's on the down low where you feel a little imbalance or nandito sa may shoulder area. So sometimes you do have that, to really extend your arm.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Richard Albo, the complete scorer, now has 14 in this game.
It's a game where he is forced to play big para dito sa Imus. We've been watching him play usually the 3 or that 4 position, but Imus is undersized. Albo will be forced to play that big man here in this game.
It's basically him and Estabilio as the natural big men for Imus. This is Olegario from the corner. His first 3 in this game.
I just love the impact of J.R. Olegario every time he's on the court. He's one guy where if you put him inside the court, it's instant energy para dito sa Parañaque. It's an obvious foul counted off 3 there.
Pido returns. And here's Jameson Hero streaking through. Jameson Hero, 2 points.
Probably we can put him on the same level as our quick guards here in the MPBL. LJ Gonzalez, you have guys like Marvin Taiwan. And mukhang madadagdag na natin itong si Jameson Hero on that list.
Loyola, no good. Here's Kobe Camacho. Ooh, he lost the ball. Nice pressure by Keith Pido.
I really want to study the way Keith Pido plays defense. It's so hard to play physical and quick, both at the same time defensively. But Keith Pido really reminds me of Winnie Arboleda back in his day in the PBA. Quick hands, very physical, but can also match the speed of any guard in the league.
Ang maganda dyan kay Keith Pido, he can also hold his ground against taller players. So what? What do you think? 1 through 4, kaya?
Yes, definitely. The way he plays physical, you cannot really post this guy up. Itong si Keith Pido because he really is very strong. Underrated ang lakas ng si Keith Pido. With how quick these games are, it's just funny that ang mga referees natin ang napapagod.
Yeah.
You know, they have to run up and down as well and match the speed of our players. But this quarter has really been about fast breaks. 34 points para dito sa Parañaque, 27 on the side of Imus. So it's been an up and down, run and gun type of basketball in the third quarter.
Keith Pido able to score again. Well, in terms of up and down, we've seen a total of... Oh, this is tough math. 36 plus 29. Ilan yun?
36 plus 29. I think that's
Kaya mo yan, Manito?
65.
Yeah, tama,
65.
tama. 65.
There you go.
That's a total point scored in this quarter. Make it 68 now. 70 na.
What a quarter for Parañaque. All of a sudden, after a cold second quarter here in the third, they have really ballooned to a big 38-point third quarter. Too shy off a 40-point for third quarter.
Jameson Hero, step back. No good. And that wraps up our high-octane third frame here in San Andres.
Oh, what a quarter. Both teams really trying to outrun each other. But Parañaque is much more efficient in terms of that scoring. 38 big points for Parañaque to extend this lead to 24.
These highlights of the game are brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Marami-rami after seeing a lot of buckets in that third period.
High speed, high octane. What an energetic third quarter. Totally different from our slow second quarter. But we still have one more quarter to go.
We saw 38 total points in the second frame. Yun ang output, 38 for Parañaque in the third quarter. Parañaque lang yun, as Imus also had 32. This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game, or these fans of the game, are brought to you by Jinky Skin. Glad to have them inside the San Andres Sports Complex in Malate, Manila. They are enjoying this high-octane game between Imus and Parañaque. Later on, it's Rizal versus Nueva Ecija. And for our final game, Batangas will take on Sarangani. Gimpayan will shoot. No good. Rebound, Manalang. Philip, ball tapped. Nagulat siya dun. No steal though as Aduba recovers. Here's John, back to Manalang. They swing it over to Elorde. Back to Philip. A chaotic sequence for Parañaque. And it's all day for John Aduba who misfires.
Rare sighting para sa Parañaque. There was a little miscommunication where they wanted that basketball, but John Aduba was open.
Although I'm sure you noticed that a couple of teammates are ready to celebrate if Aduba would have converted with that three. And that's because John Aduba has been working on his shot.
And that's actually what I love about the bench of Parañaque. You know that kind of culture where you're just supporting each other. And masaya ka lang kapag merong nagagawa yung teammate mo.
And speaking of support that he gets as Umali scores, so he's the second to the last guy to score for Parañaque. Yes, it's just Philip Manalang left now who hasn't scored for them. The support that John Aduba's getting is actually from Paulo Castro and one of their guard coaches. Yun ang maganda kasi when it comes to his shooting, kumbaga guard level shooting, nakuha niyang practice. We have a timeout. John Umali had a season-high 16 points versus Bacolod City. Season-high 4 3-pointers as well.
16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Very well played in that last game. But here, he is the second to the last to actually get a basket para dito sa Parañaque. So that's been the production of this Parañaque team. Everybody chipping in terms of scoring. But of course, Umali still wanting this win, playing it out here in the fourth quarter.
Now, there's one guy who hasn't scored for Parañaque, and that is Philip Manalang. Why hasn't he scored, Juanito?
Because I think he is gunning for that MPBL assist record here today. He might have 0 points, but Manalang actually already has 20 assists here in this ball game, already tying Marwin Taiwan, am I right?
Yes.
At 20 assists, so if we can get one more assist off Philip Manalang, that will be the MPBL record. So, let's see if he will get that in the next play.
He's gonna get it. We have a long, long way to go.
I think yata nakatayo na yung ibang players at staff dito. They're just waiting for that assist.
Yeah, this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And I know for a fact that Parañaque has one assistant coach who tracks the statistics because they track the 20 rebound triple-double of John Aduba.
Now, let's see if it's gonna happen here.
Manalang, who will shoot? Binabalik talaga kay Philip.
We're all waiting for it. We
Balik
know
mo kay
it.
Philip. Umali, for the record. Yes, sir!
Go!
21 assists. The MPBL record for Philip Manalang.
And there is the celebration, the smiles, and the support of their teammates. Manalang probably knows it. 21 assists para dito kay Philip Manalang.
Oh, we got some additional information that it's Marcy Arellano who actually surpassed the record of Marvin Taiwan.
But there you go. He got it. He got it. 22 assists para dito kay Philip Manalang. Kaya pala hindi pa nagse-celebrate yung bench kanina. He was one down off the record, but now the bench is all standing up. Congratulations, Philip Manalang, for getting the MPBL record.
Here he is with a bit of a smile on his face already, anticipating the record and the layup for Pido. I can't recall when the 21 assist game happened.
Well, it's a
for,
usual.
Marcy Arellano. Yeah, could our production team help us with that? Kailan nangyari yun? As John Aduba fires and misses.
I think Phil Manalang is not done with 22. He wants to make it harder
Yeah.
for the next guys.
What's the NBA record?
30.
30 by Scott
30,
Skiles,
yes.
right? All right, Philip, show us what you got. You have 7 more minutes. Ball out of bounds in favor of Parañaque.
You know, we were worried that not everybody will get a basket para dito sa Parañaque, but I don't think Philip will be looking for any basket here in this game.
Baseline inbound for Jameson Hero. The score is 65 to 92. Gimpayan able to score.
Glimpses of good offense coming from Imus right there. Gimpayan has actually been scoring well. He has 14 in this ball game, so we do know that they have the capability to get some baskets.
23. Not yet. We're counting the assists, by the way, of Philip Manalang. This is Jameson Hero fouled on the break.
Usually at this time, it's already rest time para dito kay Philip Manalang, but we see that even the coaching staff is pushing him to really get that ball around. Full trust na sa sistema ni Philip Manalang. No triangle for today, it's all Philip Manalang.
Actually. Oh nga, no, we barely saw it. As Jameson Hero converts from the line. Ilan na si Jameson? There's Koy Alves will be in action for our last game. Hero has 20. So he continues with his nice streak ever since he became the best player of Imus versus Bulacan. The average is 26 and 5 in points, rebounds, and dimes for Jameson Hero. Philip Manalang, babalik pa. Mukhang inexplain kay Coach Mike na may record pa siyang sinusubukang i-establish.
I've never seen a 30-second rest. Didn't even drink water. Didn't even sit down. Tumuro lang, bumalik sa substitution table.
Well, after all, no rest has been a theme for the Parañaque squad, including the birthday boy and Coach Mike Sagigit. Tinanong ko siya, oh Coach, 50 years old ka na. May celebration bang naganap? Sabi niya, wala eh, kasi 3 yung practice ko eh. So right now, it's Philip Manalang trying to embody that spirit as he continues to play for Parañaque. 0 points, 22 assists, and 1 turnover. What a ratio for Philip Manalang.
Oh, that is positive para dito kay Philip Manalang. I wonder how many spots he will jump off that assist leaders dito sa season natin. Because all of a sudden, that's like scoring a lot.
One more. Umali misfires. Here's Jameson Hero on the move. Hero traveled.
I wonder how quick is Jameson Hero. The fact that he's willing to go through 2 or 3 and just using speed. He's not using any dribbling moves. He's just trying to outrun whoever is in front of him.
Umali. 24 for Philip. Check that, 23 assists.
That's usually automatic, that pick and pop para kay John Umali.
It's the most basic play.
I know. And John Umali will rarely roll.
Yeah.
I've watched him in Olivares. I watch him here for Parañaque. Every time he gives a screen, 95% of the time, John Umali is actually popping out.
Now we're done with Philip Manalang. Or is it another 30-second rest?
You see the ovation coming from his teammates.
Tama na.
Kaya nga na. I think what's more important really is the playoffs, of course.
23 assists though, with 0 points for Philip Manalang, as John Umali now has how many? 13 points.
A rare layup para kay John Umali. Usually a guy that we're gonna see shoot that jump shot wherever inside the court, but now he gets that fast break chance.
Elorde, 1-2. Ooh, sorry, miss. Rebound, Loyola. Alam mo, gusto niya talaga yung pasang yun. Yung
That
umiikot
spinning,
siya.
yeah. That spinning pass.
It's the second time that we've seen it today. He might have done it earlier as well, hindi natin napansin. But it's good to see that he has good chemistry with a lot of former Olivares and Perpetual players because he's from Lasal Dasma himself. So he was supposed to be an odd man out. But he is looking good. 99-71. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We're seeing the stats of Big Boy Hernandez. I actually thought that he was going for some sort of record for himself today because his season high was 23. But it seems like that will be put to rest as it is Philip Manalang's day here in Manila.
Siguro nag-iba na yung target. At first, it was really Big Boy. He was trying to get his scoring load, but when... Picture lang niya yun, video lang yan, pero marinig mo yung hiyawan sa bench ng Parañaque. Grabe siguro yung asaran sa practice nito,
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Well, Kansyawan.
I'd like to think that because they're all of the same age, it
Oh,
helps
yes.
out. Wala namang nalalayo sa kanila eh.
That's right. Actually, si Marky siguro to start the season where he was the leader of the squad.
Eh, wala na siya eh. As Elorde misfires. And here's Jameson Hero, no outlet pass. Gimpayan will shoot. Miko will score.
Gimpayan, there's one guy who really can credit here in this ball game with 19 points for Imus. It's Nico Gimpayan.
Back with Loyola. Screen by Umali. Loyola still at it. Chris goes to John. Short. No bounce. I want to see the three-point shooting. In this game, we've seen 6 threes for Parañaque, but only 20% efficiency. Although their twos have been well different. 75% compared to only 46 for Imus.
And I think that's the only negative on the side of Parañaque. They've shot a lot of threes, haven't gotten a lot recently.
That was a turnover. Hinayaan na lang James Abugan. This is Miko Gimpayan who will shoot. Back to back. So Miko has 21 points and 10 rebounds.
And lone bright spot para dito sa Imus here in this ballgame. They've been trying to set up Elorde, but he's really been struggling here in this game.
This should be Miko Gimpayan's career game as well in the MPBL. Let me counter check. Gimpayan converts, 22 now for him. He is the leading scorer of Imus, now ahead of Jameson Heroes 21. Closing in on the stats of Miko Gimpayan to determine if this is his best game. This is Der Oligario all alone.
Too easy. This guy's a born shooter from the outside. Cannot leave him that open.
Parañaque is 9 points away from matching their season high 111, which they scored versus Bacolod. I do have confirmation now that this is the career best game of Miko Gimpayan, as Jameson Hero now has 23.
And one thing they're trying to do here in the end game, itong Parañaque, is get their confidence from 3 points. They have not shot anything inside itong Parañaque, so they're really trying to get their confidence off the outside.
Well, John O'Malley just made a 3. That's his third 3-pointer, and he's up to 15 points as the second leading scorer of Parañaque. Loyola fakes and scores.
You have to credit John O'Malley here in this game. He's been playing well as well. Yeah, it's 12. He has 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he didn't score a single point in the first half. These are all from the second half. Itong si John O'Malley.
O'Malley will add 2 more. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. 3 puntos na lang. At may tatala na ng Parañaque ang kanilang pinakamataas sa kanilang taon. As Miko Gimpayan adds 3 more to his tally on his career day as 26. 90 seconds to go, 109.83. Nem de la Cruz. The James Yap of Imus will misfire. Gets mo
like
naman
that.
siguro
Yeah.
kung bakit.
I do. I totally see the resemblance.
Yeah. And he does have that reputation on social media as Miko Gimpayan makes another 3. He has 29 points. Career high for Miko Gimpayan.
There's one bright spot para dito sa Imus is that he can really score for them.
Loyola, no good. And here's Jameson Hero streaking through. Ball tapped away. This is Miko Gimpayan with that 3-pointer from the right wing. 2 more points for Paulo Castro. Isa na lang, tabla na sa... Tama ba ang ating addition?
Miko Gimpayan, see the numbers here, 26, 13, and 4.
Let me clarify the score. Okay, inayos na rin ang ating staff. It's 111. So tabla na sa kanilang season high. Gimpayan with 32.
He's moving forward. He knows that he can score at a high level here in the MPBL against a playoff team.
Are we gonna see one more basket? Mukhang hindi na. Abugan will let time expire, so this will be the second game in the season where Parañaque would score 111, their season high. Imus contained to 89 points on the career game of Miko Gimpayan. Double-double for him. James Hero will finish with 23, 3 and 7. For Parañaque, 14 players scored, including 4 who reached double figures. Check that, 5 who reached double figures. And 3 others. Mali ang bilang ko. 4 others with 6 or more points. And that's because of this guy. Our best player of the game brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Philip Manalang with an MPBL all-time record of 23 assists in a game.
One guy who didn't score para sa Parañaque, it's Philip Manalang, but he did set the record for today. 23 big assists for Philip Manalang, making sure that everybody gets a basket here for Parañaque. And what a game for Philip, especially moving forward here, trying to protect that number 5 position. Itong Parañaque.
This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball and partner of the MPBL. That's the ending. GameX, the record holder is now with Sydney Crespo.
Kasama ko ang ating Daily Fantasy Best Player of the Game. Philip Manalang now holds the MPBL record of the most number of assists in one game, setting up his teammates with 23 assists this afternoon. Philip, congratulations despite 0 points. Bawing-bawi naman ito sa assist na ginawa mo ngayong hapon. Ang tanong ko, was this your goal coming into this game? O kung hindi naman, kailan mo nalaman na posible mong makuha itong MPBL record na ito?
Actually, hindi naman. Sabi lang ni Coach Mike sa akin, bigyan ko ng kumpiyansa yung mga kakampi ko. Kailangan makuha nila yung rhythm nila para papunta ng playoffs. May kumpiyansa sila.
Well, naging effective naman yan, no, Philip? Pero bago tayo pumunta sa playoffs, ang inyong last regular game ay versus Abra this coming September 30 at ito ay magiging sa home court ninyo. Paano ninyo ito paghahandaan?
Siguro yun lang, yung training namin, yung hard work namin, tsaka yung bonding ng team namin, tuloy-tuloy lang, tsaka yung samahan namin, tsaka syempre alam naman natin yung Abra kung gaano kalakas. Yun lang, siguro yung preparation namin na ginagawa namin every single day sa training, tuloy-tuloy lang.
Well, Philip, I'm sure marami kang gustong batiin at pasalamatan.
Salamat sa Parañaque Patriots Team Owner, Vice Mayor Joan Villaperte, Team Manager Jamal Vizcara, Okada Manila, C+, Orange Top PH, Vikings, Mayor Eric Olivares, Kong Edwin Olivares, Patriots na lahat ng sumusuporta, maraming salamat sa inyo, tsaka yung family ko sa Pampanga, sa QC, sa asawa ko kay Sola, tsaka sana ko kay Baby P, and kung sino pa sa Team Robert Kennedy. Yun lang po.
Alright, congratulations once again sa ating MPBL record holder, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sydney. Congratulations, Philip Manalang. And Parañaque will move up to 17-10 as they focus on Abra and possibly Binyan, their first round opponent in our South Division playoffs. Up next, we have playoff implications for Rizal, with Val City and QC watching out there as the Golden Coolers take on the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Thank you for joining us. For Sydney Crespo and Juanito Gregorio, my name is Mix Gomez at magbabalik ko po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.